on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday evening, and yes, videos have once again begun. I will be publishing them again on a regular basis. I decided to finally kick out and get HughesNet in order to upload all videos from now on, of course, because of their after hours program. All videos will be loaded after 2 a.m., with the exception of this one here, of course. But it's going to be really good to get published back. One of the reasons why I moved out here is because it's nice, peaceful, and quiet. The property taxes are low. At the same time, as I mentioned in earlier videos, there's no cable, there's no DSL, and I can normally load directly from my phone or go to like a Starbucks, but I like recording from the convenience of my own home along with my camera in the event that I need to do any editing. That's the reason for the 2 a.m. loading there for HughesNet. That's just basically what it is what it is. So, gonna get back started with the most common thing that's been asked of me, and that is the whole Ronnie Coleman situation as far as to what I think about it. Now, first and foremost, Ronnie Coleman, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, lifted tremendous weights, won numbers of titles, Mr. Olympia, Arnold Classic, titles here and there, powerlifting titles, consummate gentleman, nicest person that you can ever meet at any type of expo. And people are now worried about his health there, mainly due to the amount of Oxycontin that he's taking and still continuing to train. And I understand you guys want my opinion. And here's the big scoop here. Ronnie Coleman, he is in his 50s, He was born in 1964. He's in his 50s. He's a grown man, and it's his life, and he's going to do what he's going to do, basically. So I can't really control as far as, Ronnie Coleman's actions. But what my actual thoughts are is, yes, I am kind of worried about him. Mainly not due to the fact that he's going to injure himself, but just the amount of Oxycontin that he's actually taking. It's an extreme amount there, and eventually, if he's not too careful, some of that stuff can build up in the system, and then one day he takes his usual dose, and then next thing you know, well, no more Ronnie Coleman there. So, what I'm hoping for is that Ronnie Coleman, takes a break from the weights there, and get the drug use under control in terms of the Oxycodone, because, that's not very healthy. You can't do that forever, essentially. You cannot take that much of Oxycodone every single day for that long. So, it's going to come headlong eventually into something happening. Hopefully nothing fatal there. But I certainly hope that Ronnie Coleman, gets off of the oxycodones, or at least gets himself into positions to where he can lower it into a, appropriate therapeutic dose. But, that's the thing about, bodybuilding. He went and competed for the titles, and with that, there are costs associated with it for being number one, And that's just the stone cold facts about it. Ronnie Coleman, in order for him to be number one, fend off the likes of Jay Cutler, the Kevin Lavronis, the Sean Rays, Chris Cormier, the Dexter Jacksons. In order to fend those guys off, he had to train harder, and he had to do more. And that's exactly what he did, and that's how he won all of his titles here. So even if he took it lighter, then that would have been a couple of titles that he wouldn't have won, or, no titles at all, I mean, it's just like that old saying, live like a king for 30 years or live like a coward for 90 years. At any point in time, you're going to live like a king for 30 years. I would much prefer that, to live like a king for 30 years than to live like a coward for 90 years. But at the same time, Ronnie, he's no longer competing. He needs to take better care of himself. And not just him, a couple of other bodybuilders here, that have stopped competing. They're, past their prime, like Optimus, they need to also cut down and start transitioning over from that bodybuilding lifestyle to the regular civilian life there. Sign a couple autographs, still lift some weights here. I would prefer people get down to, either what, Dave Palumbo's done, or Bob Paris, or a number of other, couple of other people that have gotten down in size here. As soon as your bodybuilding career is over with, cut out that size there, because it's just going to be a lot more, it's going to be a lot more healthy. Being at 300 pounds is not a, is not a healthy lifestyle decision for long life, because once your bodybuilding career is over, you need to be looking towards the future. You're not going to be competing anymore, then, you need to cut down on what you're doing. But as far as Ronnie Coleman is concerned, hopefully there's going to be an intervention. I know Generation Iron's got this huge video and they're promoting it here and there. But, I certainly hope at the same time that they're also, not making light of this or trying to cash out on the, Ronnie Coleman suffering. But, take some steps appropriately, since they're in a position of being around him, in order to assist him, in cutting out the Oxycontin issue there, But that's all I got to say today, folks. Again, videos will be more plentiful now that I have an established, internet connection with more data that's available for me to, do exactly what I wish to do. So I'm going to take off, get me some dinner. You guys take care.